Hi, everyone. Welcome to Rooted. Welcome to Rooted. Here we are for class 4 in our series. And our series currently is melting tongue to tail. Melting tongue to tail. So if you happen to catch class last week or the replay, class 3 of 4, you'll notice that that one was like so supremely slow, subtle. We were on the floor the whole time. Pretty big time down regulation in terms of our nervous system. And today, with it being class 4, our closing session in this series, we're going to see if we can merge the two. So you may remember we started with some seated and standing posture, sit to stand, some more functional approaches in class 1. So today our task is, can we blend the down regulation that we've found, meaning the sense of ease, softness, efficiency, trusting our pace, bringing that with us as the foundation for whatever we quote unquote do, right? So if we're like upright or engaging or in weight bearing practices, can we still sustain an undercurrent of quote unquote regulation or that nourished down regulated space within us where we know we've got all the time we need. Yes, I'm doing this right. Can I find efficiency within what we're doing? Okay. So kind of playing with the two, and it's not a goal of perfection, right? So when we find the moments of, oh, right, there I was clenching my teeth again, or oh, there went my rear end, or whatever it is, those moments of awareness are powerful. When we can feel what's happening in our body, that gives us then an opportunity to hopefully rewire that pattern or create a change, okay? So come on up to standing. Take a moment on your feet. You could face me, you could face out the window, you can look beyond the Zoom screen. And take a few moments here in this opening practice to scan your body and take note of your current sensations, your current sense of yourself in space, your posture. And since we've been investigating tongue, jaw, muscles around the tailbone, check in with the top of the spine, mouth, jaw, neck, and sense your roots, your pelvic tissues, pelvic muscles. So celebrating any awareness that you can bring to these parts of you and watch how this class unfolds in your system, okay? So before we go to the floor, I want to review a little movement for us. You can put your hands anywhere on your hips or pelvis. Find a way that's comfortable. Take a little bend in your legs, and we're going to swing the tail forward and then sweep the tail back. You may remember this is J-Lo and Steve Urkel. So arching your back, whee, sit bones back, J-Lo. And then Steve Urkel, scoop up through the belly. You'll feel more engagement down around the tailbone. For Steve Urkel, that's your suspenders. Pull your pants up. A couple more times. J-Lo, swing back. Steve Urkel, swing under. One more time, both directions. And then keep that movement going, but 50% smaller. So finding your way towards a centered position where you have a natural curve in your lower back, okay? Good. Another movement option that we have is to hike one hip and then the other. The one hip goes up, you might feel that heel lift off the floor and then set it down. And then go the other way. You'll feel one side of your waist and back engaged to lift that side of your pelvis and then melt it. Again, can I let my eyes, tongue, jaw, la la la, be at ease while I figure out this range of motion in my hips. Good. Each side one more time. Good. Nice. Finding that level 50-50 place. Last but not least, we can take one hip forward in space. And then try the other side. Move that side of the pelvis forward and back. You'll feel how that rotates your torso. It starts to twist or rotate your spine. And that one will feel a little bit different and hopefully make more sense in the context of where we're going on the floor. Okay? Come on down. We're going to set up in a side lying restorative, which gives us a really great opportunity to restore good breath excursion, meaning go diaphragm, go. And a breath excursion is just like it sounds. The breath takes a trip downward into the pelvic bowl. So good breathing is not only great for nervous system regulation and sustaining our energy, our vitality, it's also really key for all the core muscles to be moved by the breath naturally all day long, okay? So we're gonna have something supporting under the right side of the ribs. You'll make a little space for the bottom arm. You can give yourself a little support between knees and shins, and then come on down with support for your head. I'm gonna tip my angle down some so you get a better view. So coming to right side lying. If you don't have a bolster, you can fold a bath towel or a yoga blanket or use a pillow. But we do want to support up under the underarm side ribs, not so much down into your waist and belly. Okay, so more in the sturdiness of your ribs and thoracic spine. Get that support. So taking a few moments to arrive. Settling into the support of your props. And you'll notice or see if you can notice that you have a slight downward slope from head to tail. Like you're allowing yourself to give in to gravity. And maybe that feels delicious all on its own, right? So throughout the little sequence of movements that we'll do, anytime that you crave stillness or just feel like letting it all go, you can come back to resting. So with an exhale, bring your awareness all the way down into your pelvic bowl. If it helps you, you can make contact with your hand, find your top sit bone, maybe circle around and cup your sacrum or your tailbone. Recalling the sensation between the sit bone and tail from the day that we used the wool sock or rolled hand towel to release the back of the pelvic floor, okay? So just reconnecting to that spaciousness, acknowledging the top side of the pelvis. And from this side lying place, we're going to sweep the tail back. So going in the direction of J-Lo, you'll feel a little arch in your low back. And then swing your tail forward, a little tucking or coiling into your low belly. About 4 times back and forth. Swing the tail back, hello J-Lo, and then swing under Steve Urkel or feel that rounding, spreading in your low back. Letting go of trying to get specific muscles to engage, just do the movement and see what you feel. How well can I coordinate the swing of my tail back and forth? And again, 50-50, go smaller with that movement. Again, go a little smaller, more subtle. Until you kind of surprise yourself that you arrive in midline or center, just resting for a moment. If you like the hands-on support, you can bring your hand to the top hip, the iliac crest of the pelvis or the rim of the bowl. We're going to hike the rim of the bowl up into our waist, just like we did standing. Shorten the waist on the top side. And then send that iliac crest down and away, lengthening your side body. Good. Doesn't have to be maximal effort, so find a way to bring this movement in where it's clear and specific and smooth and efficient. Trusting the right amount of effort will kick in to do the movement for you and no extra effort is needed. One or two more times, hip hikes up and then goes away. See if you can melt your jaw, your tongue, let the spine, the rest of you gets moved by what your hips are doing. Good. And then melt that effort, surrender back into gravity. Let it be for a moment. Last but not least, we have our top hip, which is connected to our top femur, our top thigh bone. So locate for a moment. Okay, pelvis, thigh, out to my knee. That whole top side is going to slide forward in space, like you're trying to touch your knee across the room to the baseboard trim, and then retract the knee and thigh back, back, back. You'll feel your pelvis roll in the other direction. So reaching the thigh and knee forward, your pelvis will turn towards the ground. And then you retract, slide back, 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 and it kind of starts to open you up towards the ceiling. So small movement, knee forward, and then pull the knee back in space. You'll feel your hip crease deepen. Let's go one more time. It's good if it feels awkward at first, because guess what? That means there's an opportunity. My body doesn't yet have this figured out. Great. Keep this one in your practice. Okay, last time, pull all the way back, back, back. And then 50-50, find that parallel stack of the knees and shins. Settle into gravity again for your lower body and pelvis. We'll do a small circle with the top shoulder. So you might touch your shoulder with your top hand or touch your sternum and circle the elbow. And if you find a good juicy place where, oh, it just feels so delicious, or you feel your breath respond, feel free to hone in and maybe stay, linger in that place for a little while. Feeling a little more space for your rib cage. Maybe a little more expansion for your breath. Good. Last big circle, wherever you ended up is perfect. And then find your way, elbow to the sky, hand to the sky. From there, turn the palm of the hand to shine towards the ground, reaching overhead. Find the floor. You can bend your elbow to do that or have a block, yoga block under your hand. You might let the upper arm rest into your ear, your side of your face. Spending a few breaths there to surrender into the ground. Trusting that you are supported and that the breath is free to move from underarm, rib cage, all the way down into the pelvic bowl. You might feel like an opening, like an accordion through the ribs, widening. And then releasing, recoiling on the exhale. One more big breath. Maybe you even send the top hip away consciously. Big inhale. And then exhale, feel the ribs condense. Start to slide your hand back in around your face and heart. Tuck in for a moment. Taking a few lingering seconds to pause, to feel the ground supporting you. And then before you find your way up, let an exhale help curl you into yourself. So head to tail, curling towards your belly, root down to eventually come up through seated. Good. Take a moment to arrive. You could sit with your legs out or cross-legged or kneeling. Just a moment to welcome ourselves back into an upright orientation and track the contrast of what you feel on your two sides. Seeing if you can suspend opinions and judgment. It's not good, bad, right, wrong, just getting a sense of what's changing, if anything. And then let's go to the other side. So if you'd like, you can swivel around, leave your props as they are. If you like having the visual of seeing me, then reorient in your space so that you can still have that visual sense of what's happening. Good. Supporting the rib cage and the head and neck. And ideally something between knees and shins. For me, a towel is enough. You could have a higher or thicker support between your shins, especially if you get any discomfort through the back of your body. Give yourself more support between knees and ankles, okay? The one note that I'll mention in this side lying posture is that your head support is tucked under the ear and jaw so that your neck feels really long and spacious and you get that slight downward slope. So if we have a really big cushion for our head and our head is higher than our body, go ahead and just readjust. Nose and head is level with your heart, if not slightly sloped downward. You can really tuck your blanket or towel under the jaw so it's not creating any compression or tension for you. Okay. Good. It is worth the futzing with your props, believe me. So checking in, am I set? Am I comfy? Do I feel truly like I'm on my side? Or am I collapsed into the ground, flexed, or extended more like a back bend? You want to see if you can get really clear side lying position. Letting your knees be bent and hugged into your belly enough so it doesn't feel like you're going to roll. You feel sturdy. And take the first few moments here to acknowledge the support that you have. So could I trust that the ground can receive the weight of my head, melting your eyes, tongue, and jaw. And sending that ease down through the heart, ribs, and spine, letting your body sort of meld or conform around the shape of your props. Really sensing the weight of your legs and pelvis, letting go. So anywhere in your body that doesn't quite know how to let go or soften yet, we're just going to offer it kindness. Like, maybe there's some kind of wisdom there. We don't need to judge it, berate it, fix it, change it. We can just notice, oh, that part of me is still holding on, and I'm okay with that in this moment. So we'll begin to do our same movements from the tail swinging back and forth first. And if you like the hands-on support, go ahead and use the top hand to palpate around the sit bone and tailbone, kind of gently guiding you into the movement. Also welcome to let the arm rest and really just focus in on what your tail is doing. So we swing back for J-Lo, find the arch in your back. And then bring the tail forward, scoop it under. Feel how the engagement changes. Back and forth in your own time. We'll go a couple more. Trusting the amount of effort that's needed. And if it feels like maximal effort, let it be a little softer, smoother, more efficient. Good. Go a little 50-50, smaller swing of the tail, front to back. Until you recalibrate back to the dynamic center, dynamic stillness. Next up, we're going to take the hip hike. So top rim of the bowl of your pelvis comes up into the abdomen or waist, shortening. And then send that hip down and away, lengthening your side body. Back and forth, make it as smooth as you can. And observing what muscles get warm or switch on or lengthen. Good. Last one, hiking that top hip up, up, up towards your ribs and armpit, and then send it away. Nice long waist. And then surrender. Let that effort go. Let yourself land again into the support of the bolster or the ground. And make the conscious connection that the top hip, top side of your pelvis is connected to your femur head, your thigh bone, long upper leg or thigh bone, outward towards your knee joint. So that top leg is going to slide forward, reaching across the floor or towards the baseboard trim. And then you're going to draw that knee back, kind of like you're plugging your femur head in to the socket. The top leg slides forward. Top leg slides back. This action is really beautiful, juicy for the psoas complex. It'll be really helpful for our lower back as well. And just go within what's comfortable for you. Noticing how that movement rolls or rotates your body forward and back. The last one, la 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 la, checking in that you're no excess tension for jaw, eyes, neck. And then find neutral. Find that relationship, knees and shins and feet parallel to each other. Readjust your props as needed. And we'll take a circle with the top elbow. Your circles can be small or grow larger each repetition. Noticing that, again, if we move the elbow, what's the response in my chest, my heart, my spine? We can allow the rest of our body to respond to what the arm circle is giving us. If you find a particular place that feels like, oh, I need to just stay there or I need to breathe there, please do. It's like you're kind of teasing apart any cobwebs between the ribs, making them more malleable, more available to the breath. Good. As you feel your exhalation, find side lying. Just reorient. We're going to take elbow to the sky. Extend your arm, hand, or fingers to the sky. And then sliding or reaching, I landed on my chair. You can do that if you want. You could take a yoga block or bend your elbow, hand comes to the floor. Your upper arm is welcome to wrap in and rest alongside your face. You can let the upper arm make contact with your cheek or your temple. And sensing how the breath is free to move through the whole side body. Like that accordion breath, elongating with the inhale. Recoiling, condensing on the exhale. Good. One more breath cycle. When you feel your exhale, start to slide your hand down, elbow bends. Your arm comes around in front of you. Follow that path inward. Then press the ground away and come up. And take a moment to sit. Again, just acknowledging for a moment, like, here I am, I've done both sides. Maybe you already feel different, whether it's different in your intention and energy. For me, I feel very broad in my seat, like I'm really sitting on the ground, very rooted, grounded. Good. So tracking what is true for you. Even if it's hard to name it, trust that you can sense it, okay? A little support for your knees and shins if you would like. We'll do a small sequence from tabletop. You could also do this from half dog if you prefer less load on your wrists. You could come to standing, put your hands on your chair, and work from there to fold at the hips. So we started to work a little bit with our tongue and our eyes. Take a small cat-cow, kind of similar to J-Lo and Steve Urkel, but you can let your whole spine join in. Kind of your standard base model cat-cow from tabletop. And then finding 50-50, go to the center. Good. So a couple classes ago, we worked with our tongue. When you curl your body in, your tongue is curling up to the roof of your mouth. So curling up, up, up with your tongue when you round. And then extend your spine. Lion's breath or stick your tongue out. Good. 3 more times. Curl the tongue up and in. And then tongue sticks out. Coil it back in as you curl. And then tongue out, celebrate, beautiful, good. Take a rest in child's pose if your body wants one. We're gonna do another movement, looking back over your shoulder to see the foot, track forward, and then look over your other shoulder. So moving side to side. Letting your eyes guide you for the first few movements. Good. Finding a pause at center when you're ready. You can discern, do I do this opposition with my tongue? Either sticking your tongue out or into your cheek. So when you go to the right, your tongue goes to the left, or you could use your eyes instead. Like a little brain teaser. Can my body go one way, but my eyes or tongue go the opposite way? A little bit like pat your head, rub your tummy. Let's see what happens. Good. And finding your way back to midline. Good. Tucking your toes under, shift weight back into your feet, give your calves, the soles of your feet a nice little release. And then when you push from your feet, you're going to come forward back where you started. Let's take an inhale to sit back. Feet push. We exhale, come forward, feel the length of our spine. Just letting your drishti, your gaze of your eyes now be open and soft. Can I perceive the world around me? Let it come to me through my eyes. Maybe there's a little scanning. And you might be picking up on the connection from when you push with your feet, that there's an enlivening, there's a sense of support that comes up through your legs into your deep core, deep front line, pelvic diaphragm. So there's like a readying to pounce, and then the propulsion forward is strong, connected. Good. Can play with that table rocking a little bit more if that's interesting or useful. If you'd prefer to rest in child's pose, go ahead. Or the next time, take a push with the legs into downward dog. Nice deep hip crease, sending the tail and the sit bones up on the diagonal behind you. Still looking for that length in your waist from ribs to pelvic crest or rim of the bowl. One more big inhale there. And then use your exhale to slowly bring your knees down. And find your way back to the mat. Good. Next little while, you're going to transition however it works for you. You want to paw through the wrist and hand, give them a moment to release. You could sit back in child's pose. And again, join me in seated when you're ready. Good. Whether you have a chair, a yoga cushion, a couch, whatever is sturdy and in your space available to you. Good. If you want, give it a try. Right? It's a little bit of a coordination. But this novelty, the aspect of novelty with our eyes and our tongue can be really helpful for this really deep sense of embodying our midline, our spine, and our dura. I'm not going to get into dura anatomically with you too much, but it's the connective tissue that surrounds our brain and spinal cord. And so this kind of deep unwinding that we've been exploring both structurally or myofascially, as well as neurologically, right? Like, what are my patterns of stress versus ease? And how do I sustain myself better as a whole person, as well as finding that organization in our body? Okay, so we're gonna do one more little exercise with our eyes and tongue, none of which should create a headache sensation or strain or distress. Okay, so minimize your effort and range. Yawning is a good sign of regulation, so I'm with you. I see both of you yawning. So keeping your head still, and if you want, you can put two fingers, like stay here, chin, stay here, head. So our body's gonna stay midline, but we're gonna take our eyes to the left. So go as far as you comfortably can, see to one side in your space, and then find center. Opposite way, eyes to the right, body stays as far as you comfortably can, and then let it be. Rest, change hands if you'd like. Same idea, but with our tongue. Again, you can discern whether you want to stick your tongue out and swing it outside your mouth or poke it inside your cheek. So head and neck stay, but tongue goes strongly to the left. And let it go. Head and spine stay, tongue goes as strongly as you're comfortable to the right. And then let it go. If that already feels like enough, you might rest and observe this next round. I trust you to discern that. No need to create strain. If it feels like, yeah, I'm game, I could explore one more layer. We're gonna do that opposition one more time. So we're gonna keep our head and body stable. Eyes are gonna go left, but tongue is gonna go right. Little bonus imagery if you'd like. If your soft palate, the roof of your mouth is like an umbrella or a dome, you could imagine when your tongue goes right that your palate also rotates right, but your eyes go left. Hoo-wee, okay? So head and body stay, ease and efficiency to start, and then find your way, eyes one way, tongue the opposite way. Hold for about 5 seconds, slow count. And then let it go, come back to center. If you'd like, change hands, reset ease, and then find your activity, your engagement. Eyes one way, tongue the opposite way. Good, let it go. Nice. Arms go up. Clasp the hands, give a little push. Good, arms pull down. Give yourself a big hug. Feel the shoulder blades spread apart. We're gonna exhale, take the chin towards your chest. And then inhale, eyes level, or maybe eyes upward. We'll follow your breath. How easy, how smooth can I set my head and neck free? Tongue soft. If you're noticing a lot of saliva, that's a good thing. Really feel the shoulder blades spread in the back body. Last time, chin down, eyes down. Pause there, take a breath. Full exhale for however long it takes. And then when you inhale, swing the arms, floodgates open. Nice big wingspan. And then cross the other arm on top. Find your opposite hug. For some of us, you can get the fingertips. You might be able to get your fingertips around the border of the scapula. If not, that's okay. Noticing, okay, I'm sitting. I feel my sit bones. I'm really vertical and clear. and then just move your head, eyes down, chin down. Inhale, level or upward gaze, gentle. Exhale, eyes down, chin down. Find your breath in. And then last time, eyes down, chin down, stay there. Kind of tucked into yourself, stay for one breath. And then release the arms and have a little shimmy shake if you want. You can let your hands land in your lap, and we'll take a gentle last movement, ear to shoulder. From there, you can decide, do I want to take a little nod? Yes. Do I want to turn chin to shoulder? So fine tune the angle of where your body is saying, ooh, right there feels good. Those micro movements are also great as a way to override tension habits. So if you go to the stretch and immediately find that you feel like you're on lockdown, move a tiny, tiny bit to teach your body ease within the position rather than tension within the position. Good. Exhale, chin to chest, and then inhale, looking forward, shoulders go up, 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 up. Feels counterintuitive. Exhale, keep them up there. One more breath, keep squeezing ears and shoulders, go, go, go. And then open the floodgates. Let them drop down. Good. Other side, ear to shoulder as your basic movement. And then again, you can fine tune, little nodding or turning to fine tune the position or the angle that your body's asking for. And again, coming from that paradigm of what if this could feel good, easy, well supported, comfortable. Micro movements to restore efficiency, more information flowing from your body to brain, brain to body. Last big breath, and then use your exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, gaze forward, shoulders ride up the elevator. Keep the shoulders up, but let your jaw, jaw releases on the exhale. Last breath in the nose, and then let the shoulders go. Good. Rest for a moment. Zoom your awareness out, take in your whole self, the totality of you, how you are in this moment. Trusting that what you've discovered in this series is yours to continue to investigate, to embody, to practice. And let the pleasure, the benefits tease you forward, right? Like, oh, there's something here for me. There's something changing. If you'd like, take a breath and a simple bow. Head to heart, we are complete for today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I hope you have found some powerful practices, some new information and insights in your body from this series. And again, 4 weeks is a great start, but please continue, right? It is an ongoing, lifelong pursuit of being embodied and tending to ourselves. So continue and reach out with any questions.